Raiders 13, the Chiefs 10. How in the heck did they have a small score like that?
How did the Chiefs and the Raiders have a small score? How did the Chiefs and the Raiders have a small score? Marty, it's questions like this that wonder me why they gave you your own show. This is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, anyway, I'll give you the report of why the score was so small. You got two teams that are absolutely pathetic playing each other. I mean, the Raiders right now, they're looking pretty good. They're looking like they could actually become a decent team this year or maybe 2 or 3 years down the road. They're starting to get all their players in line and everything's starting to look great for them. But the Chiefs still have a lot of parts that they have to put together, and the Chiefs are still they're a long ways away from being a really good, solid team. They got the quarterback. They need to get a good running back now, a really good young running back, and they got a good wide receiver in Derek Bell, whatever his name is right there. So let me give you my notes here. The Raiders are finally playing with heart. I've been watching them now, and they look like they actually care and like they actually want to win some games. The first time that I've seen it in years now, and I'm sure the Raider fans have to be happy about that right there. Finally getting the pieces together, but they still need more. I already commented on that. But they are finally getting the running back situation together with Darren McFadden. Darren McFadden and Jamarcus Russell look like they're, teaming up really good, and they're getting the throws in there. So that looks like that could be ending up like a good team right there. And that's something that's just great right there. Now, the Chiefs. They don't have all the pieces together yet either. So, what happens is when you don't have all the pieces together in your offense or your defense, you end up with a scrappy game back and forth because you each have a good amount of ball. And like I said, young coaches, and they're just trying to scrap it back and forth. So that's exactly why that game ended up the way that it was. So, that's all I got on the notes on the Chiefs and why exactly that happened right there.
The Jets 16, the Patriots 9. This was a tough game, wasn't it?
This was an absolutely great game. It was a tough game. I was so excited to sit there and watch it the entire time. And I hate them Patriots, I'm just stupid Patriots. I hate them. They're bum cheaters. They're a bum ducker. I don't know. I don't really care about what they are. But I hate them so much. Now, here's the thing. The Pats could not get the ball set. This was a perfect example of why I've been saying it time after time after time, that if Tom Brady is not a good quarterback, if Tom Brady does not have the time to throw, then Tom Brady is not going to make big throws. Tom Brady is not a playmaker. All you people been talking about, Tom Brady this and Tom Brady that and Tom Brady's good at this. Tom Brady is not a good quarterback. Tom Brady is a quarterback that has a lot of time normally, and when he has a lot of time, he's able to get the throws that he needs to get in there. Heck, if I had a lot of time, I'm sure I could make a few 80-yard bombs down the field too. But yesterday proved a great example, and I'm so happy that it was the Jets to do with of all teams of why Tom Brady's not a good quarterback. They were blitzing him, and they were hitting him, bang, 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 every single time. Even if he was getting the ball off, they were still hitting him. They were pressuring him. Like I said, pressure is what you need to get Tom Brady out of rhythm, but you need the right kind of pressure, And Rex Ryan knew exactly what kind of pressure he needed to put on Tom Brady right there. Now the Jets, here's a few notes on the Jets that I got here. The Jets defense is winning the games. Yes, the offense is doing good, but it's really the Jets defense that they are relying on. And you know what they say in the NFL, defense wins championships. Mark Sanchez is a great quarterback on the Jets. He knows the Jets routes. He is the kind of quarterback that he knows that, where the receiver is supposed to be going, and he'll throw it to right where the receiver is supposed to be before he's even there. All the quarterbacks should be doing that in the NFL, but Mark Sanchez is perfect at doing that, and it just makes me excited to see him when he's playing because I know that something big is going to happen. So kudos to the Jets for beating the Patriots, but that's exactly why. Pressure on Tom Brady. Tom Brady can't handle it. The Patriots don't win.
Next game, the Texans 34, the Titans 31. Explain that to me.
Okay, here's the thing. You got the Texans. I used to live in Texas, by the way. You have the Texans versus the Tennessee Titans. Now, here are my notes from this game. There's not that many, but here we go. Defense for the Texans looked absolutely horrendous. I could not believe it. And then they forgot to cover. If you look back at one of the highlight tapes on NFL Network, they forgot to cover Chris Johnson. How could you forget to cover Chris Johnson? They literally did not have a man on Chris Johnson. So the defense looked absolutely horrendous for the Texans, even though that it was a very close game, a very high-scoring game. Defense looked absolutely ridiculous. They got to work on that. If they work on that, some things could happen, actually. Now, the Tennessee Titans, the defense looked bad for them, too. And they allowed Andre Johnson to get in between them. No, they allowed Andre Johnson to make big plays. You can't do that. You can't do that and expect to win games. The same thing as you can't, go ahead and not cover Chris Johnson and expect to win, against the Tennessee Titans. But, evidently, people were able to do what they did. But those are the two biggest notes that I have from the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans. So here we go.
The Redskins 9, Rams 7. What happened in this?
Do I really even have to talk about this game? Okay, let me talk about this game, Marty. Here we go. It's not the Rams D that is the question. It's the Rams offense. And what I mean by that is that, as you can see, they have the Steve Spagnuolo from the Giants over there now, and he's really doing great things with that defense. He's trying to teach them the ways that they did with the Giants. You knew he's a young head coach now, so this is definitely a different thing. But as you can see, the scores game was 9-7, and it was not a defensive problem, so it was the offensive problem. And then when you go to the offensive problem, you got to really feel bad for Mark Bulger. Mark Bulger, I think, is a great quarterback, and he just has not had a solid team in the St. Louis there. He just does not have solid weapons. I mean, when you think of St. Louis, you think of Mark Bulger and you think of Steven Jackson. You don't really think of a good wide receiver that they have. Now, not that they don't have any good wide receivers, but they're starting to get they need to get someone big. And that's the problem on offense. They're trying to work with too many, no-name guys, and they don't have just one good role guy that could have really helped them out a lot. Okay, so that is the notes that I have there for the Rams. The Redskins. Jason Campbell looked okay this week, but he still has a lot of problems. As you can see, they should have been scoring a lot more. Jason Campbell just is not a good quarterback to me. I think that he's on his way to what Jake Delhomme looked like. He's looking like what he's going to be the new Jake Delhomme after Jake Delhomme finally retires and decides to give it up because he's just god-awful this year. And another thing is, Jim Zorn is a bad play caller this week. I know this is normally your job, Marty, but let me say it once. I'm just going to say it. I'm calling you out, Jim Zorn. You have a team on the goal line. They have stuffed you at the goal line several different times this game. Instead of going for the field goal and putting your team up by a little bit more, you go ahead and you just say, I'm going to be a running game. I'll just run the ball right there. And what happens? You get stuffed. So Jim Zorn, that's a bad play call by you. I don't care if it was any of your other coaching staff. You're the head coach, and you need to take responsibility for your own play call. So that was an absolutely horrendous call from you.
The Bills 33, Buccaneers 20.
You want to know what happened in this game? Okay, you want to know what happened in this game. Okay, here we go. Tampa Bay is a young team that is still learning. I mean, they have one of the youngest coaches in the NFL today. They are a new team. They're a new team as far as being all put together, and they're still learning. Are they a good team? Can they really get you if you don't pay attention? Sure they can. But the Tampa Bay Bucks are a new team. They're a very young team, and they have to be able to gel, and they haven't gotten that gel down every single game. So that's exactly why. Now the Bills, they've been around a little bit. They have Trent Edwards back there. They have now Terrell Owens. They've had Lee Evans. They have Fred Taylor. They have a lot of these guys have been together. So they know exactly how to run a football game, and they know how to win a football game too. And that was why they were able to run around with the Bucks yesterday.